at you on demand from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. This is A Shot from the Point with your hosts, Tommy C. and Dead On Dave. Hey, David, we won! Woo! That's right, baby. Right, baby. That's game 7, baby. No, that's right. That was the other day. We won the game 1. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's 2 wins in a row. Even better. Don't worry about it.
It's over. We won. They might as well.
You're delusional with crazy victory.
They might as well just
reason and all that good stuff.
Pack up and go home. I mean,
welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Shot from the Point. Best of the best of Shot from the Point. As you can hear in the old intro, the coming at you on demand from the heart of Europe was kind of introduced. There's more. It's growing quickly. We're on episode 3. Growing quickly. I hope all your summers are going great. I'm probably in Milan somewhere, or Spain. The fact that I live in Europe got it so good. It's wonderful. Actually, more than likely, I'm working and sweating, and as all my friends enjoy what Europe has to offer. But we can turn a frown upside down over here. We can get into old episodes of Shot from the Point. The next episode has to do with a little bit of a story. And by the way, I think I'm going to start calling these the minus episodes. See, we started naming or numbering episodes in 2013, or the start of the 2013 lockout season. So these are officially called the minus episodes, the negative episodes. Not that they were negative, they were just around before we started numbering them. I had a buddy, his name is Scott, and he had recently been unceremoniously kicked out of his apartment. And he showed me a website on Facebook that tries to expose all the evil German girls here that are taking advantage of poor American soldiers. And I found it to be a riot. This story covers that and goes into me and Dave's opinion on sex, dating, things of that nature, what we find funny about it, what we find hypocritical about it. It's a pretty good story, and I hope you check it out. But keep in mind, as I'm doing this broadcast, I still think something missing. I'm still waiting for that sort of epic radio moment. But for now, this'll do.
That's...
You can hear me wheezing out of breath as I dance.
Oh, okay. But we probably should put money on it next time or something, yeah?
No, I can't do that. That would be bad.
That would be bad?
I'm like Fred Flintstone here. You don't want me to start betting.
No, I'm pretty much...
Was that reference too obscure? Are people going to know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I think they can handle Fred Flintstone.
Bet. Nobody wrote to Flintstones. What the hell's the matter with America nowadays?
You know, I got a friend of mine. He stays over here sometimes. Because he got tossed out of his house, and I'm always willing to give a couch to a passer in the night, and not even that. I mean, I've known him for a year now.
That's how some horror movies begin that way. Be careful.
Yeah, that's true. But I've known him for a year, and I used to work with him, so I'm helping him out, and he's very attached to the club scene here in Europe. And, we all did that, especially when we're soldiers. And he pulls up this website called German Barracks Bunnies Busted.
What the hell?
and I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I just...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a riot. What it is it's a Facebook page, and I think it violates some German privacy laws, and it may have already been taken down. But what it is, it's mostly women, some men, that post a picture of a girl that is what they call tag chasers, like military chasers. Okay. And we know that there is, I know a lot of German girls, and a lot of German girls don't even know this. And I'm not bragging on German girls here. There is like sort of a groupie culture near military bases for soldiers, especially with German women. And basically these girls, like these tag chasers, or what have you, They list like the bases they hang around, what their tactics they're known to use, whose man they try to. Oh, it's so funny, man. Yeah, whose man?
That would be a lawsuit in America.
Oh, it's great. I don't know. They're taking their Facebook pictures, man. You put your stuff on Facebook, you're pretty much public. You know.
Very true.
So it's and then it's girls that almost think they try to take my man away from me, and it's guys who probably got blown off after they bought the drink at the club.
Try to remind me again. Why do women call us men scumbags again?
Yeah, I know. It's you know what? It's such an obvious. It's such an example as both sexes are just as bad. No one's got a. No, no one's got a.
I agree with you.
Yeah, no one's got a lock on the worst of the two sexes.
This is not good for the man cause in general, though.
No.
You can't fight that. You can't say that both sexes are bad when you just led with bunny busters of these hobags.com. That's not good.
it's barracksbunnies.com, Well, here's the thing that gets me, and you tell me if I'm off on this. The whole techno club thing, when you advertise that you're a party person, male or female, okay, that I'm all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and I'm going out and partying, I live high life, why are these people so surprised when it actually happens? When somebody sleeps with somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend, or somebody, or they're caught under these circumstances, or they're caught. Why is everybody surprised? You're advertising this. You're dressing like this. You're bragging. The guys are talking about I had 3 chicks and I met her, and then she broke my heart. And then you have the girls that are a walking welcome sign. And they're like, oh, these guys, they treat me like a piece of meat. Look, you're sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's happening right now. Deal with it. Don't be so judgmental, Yeah,
it's funny. I think that the culture is changing because I agree with you. It used to be like that a lot more, but it's starting to change where I think it's becoming even more disgusting. And I watched the show, but this is your homeland, by the way.
Sure.
The Jersey Shore is responsible for a lot of this garbage. We
probably.
see the revolving door bedroom bullshit.
But you know what? I gotta be honest with you. Call me crazy. I don't watch that show. I've never seen a full episode of that show. I swear to God. I know. I know who Snooki is or whatever her name is because she's on every magazine cover for a year straight. And I've never seen the show.
The way that these guys run through these girls, though, is just.
I don't have a problem with it. If you want to do that, then do that. But accept the responsibility or whatever's going to come along with it. That's what I don't get. I get being young. I get going out and getting messed up. I get, you're single. I get that. What I don't get is when the inevitable circumstances happen that everybody's shocked. And I don't get this faking thing. I hear, well, just because I go to the club doesn't mean I'm looking for sex. Well, that might be true. But you're definitely seeing your value on the market, and guys.
You can't say that though.
I just did.
When you say it, you just look like you look bad, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think perception is reality.
Oh, absolutely.
And what some of these women are putting out there, and some of these men too.
This is not an attack on women. This is an attack on the club culture, both sexes.
And I've never been a club guy. I've never been a club rat. That's never been my mentality. I've always, thought it was okay because I have that mentality of you're going to a club, you're not looking for a soulmate,
Sure. I can't believe this bitch. I can't believe it. She's never my best friend. Hey, pal, where did you meet her? Well, I took her away from her boyfriend. Well, there you go.
The funniest thing about all this is I've been married for 9 years. You know where I met Melanie, my wife?
Where'd you meet Melanie? Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the library.
Oh, no.
Because she's a perfect angel. She's a perfect angel. I've met her many times.
I met her in a club in Baumholder called the Metropole.
The Metropole?
Yeah.
Was she? Did the light strike her and you just boogied on over, or how did that work?
Well, no, we were being set up.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, we were being set up.
I don't know. You know what? You want to know how I met my wife?
Yeah, please.
No, I don't want to tell that story. I wish I hadn't met my wife. Yeah, want to know my wife? I'd like to say that I was really drunk, but I can't even say that.
Yeah, well, you know what? We all make mistakes.
Yeah, we sure do. And I think that's it for today's show. Before I get in,
yeah, wow.
Before I listen to this show in court.
God, like the last season of MASH, we just kind of just went down. What the hell
Down,
was that?
way down. But I just needed to bring that up. Plugs. You got any plugs?
Sure, I got a new podcast on Podbean called This Guy's Take on It. It's my new little show. They're short. They're just me having a good old time. I have one other plug before I another shameless plug. I wrote a book a while back called The Chronicles of L.J. Stevens. It's available on Amazon.
Thank God
Soon to be
for
available on
those
iBooks,
German Barracks bunnies. That's right, this is a best of, a shot from the point. Episode 2. Wonder what you're doing this summer. Thinking about hockey? I probably am. Probably thinking a lot about it. Right about now. Hey, this part, we're going to skip ahead of the episode. We're going to skip ahead to, like I said, what I call the minus episodes. These are the minus episodes. We're going to skip ahead to 4. And I'll tell you a little story. When Dead Dave dropped some knowledge, Tommy C, about Uncle Daddy Brodeur, talking bad about his boys, well, you're going to hear how I get into it. Get a little upset. You start to see the fan side of me. I'm usually pretty balanced. I don't go off. I keep it together. I'm calm, cool, collected, and as Dave says, detached. Here it is, a very special Marty rant.
Medal in the World Junior Championship, so he knows how to win. Rangers got something here, and I hope they're able to take advantage of it. I want to talk about the Devils a little bit, though, too. What do you think of Brodeur?
Yeah, I would have thought you would have been all over this one. Doing an interview, they were asking him about all the shot blocking that was going on in Game 2, or Game 1, excuse me. And he said, and I quote, "They're hot at blocking shots.
Sure.
We might be able to hurt a few guys hitting one-timers in their foot or their head or something."
Did he mean that? I mean, quite literally, he's correct. But did he mean we want to learn it, or maybe he's frustrated with the shot blocking? That's a bizarre comment.
You gotta take it as you gotta remember. This is Brodeur. This is what he does. Mm-hmm. He's a soundbite guy. He says shit like this all the time.
Yeah, I know. I guess so.
But do you want to give bulletin board material to your opponent? I'm a firm believer in you don't give bulletin board material to an opponent. But more importantly, you say something like that can be construed, especially in the way our media is nowadays,
Sure.
that you want someone to get hurt. And now talking about taking a puck to the head in this concussion-crazed world we live in nowadays,
Sure.
just not a smart thing to say by old Brodeur. Maybe he's starting to show his age here.
Sure.
Starting to...
Or Fato's starting to show his jealousy because he sees, that's the thing. 1994, he's standing across the ice from Mike Richter, one of the top goalies in the league, and definitely the top goalie in the what is then called the Patrick Division. Now it's called the Atlantic. And a lot of people say, Richter's done, and we got a new guy moving in. Maybe it's a little difficult to be the other side of the ice now, Fatso, because you have a guy that's 10 years younger than you, and he's got a future, and your future's over. So maybe this is the second kind of weird comment Brodeur's made in the last 2 days. I gave him the benefit of the doubt the other day, but this is the kind of guy he is, and it's showing more with age. It's probably very difficult for Brodeur to get over the fact that it's over, that it's coming to an end. And you figured you'd be happy because most guys end up getting told, well, maybe you should take a trip in the minors. We'll bring you back up, and they never do. He's getting his ass kicked the whole way. Avery was right about him. He's a whiner. He's a crier. It's just the way Marty is. Marty is the greatest goaltender to ever put on pads. Marty probably made the save of the playoffs with that thing with lifting his skate. I don't even know what the hell he did. I mean, he actually was upended and made the save. And I tell you something, he meant to make that save because he pushed his leg to knock it. There's no doubt. But
the guy's very deliberate in everything he does.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a dumb guy either.
No, absolutely not.
He's a smart guy. He knows what he's saying.
Sure. That's why he married his wife's sister,
Smart and rational.
I think that I read that years ago that he actually left his wife. I don't know. I'm not getting too into that. But whatever. But he
don't get us sued. We're really young here. Don't get us sued.
Yeah, whatever. I think he's a public figure. I can say what I want. Yeah, so I'm covered in there. But Marty's always been that way to me. I ran into Marty once, No, I'm not going to tell the story.
Are you going to tell the story?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell that story. But I wasn't impressed. That's all. I wasn't impressed.
Fair enough.
I wasn't terribly impressed. But it was. I tell you something. It was an uncomfortable situation. And it was a very long time ago. And you know what? I always give these guys the benefit of the doubt with the autograph thing, because you don't know what you don't know what they went through yet. I don't think they have the obligation to sign absolutely everybody's autograph. They have to get where they're going, just like you and me do. So I'm not going to. But I just, he came off like a guy from Montreal. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
So. I met Stefan Matteau, scored the biggest goal against Port Orient. I'm sure he just dreams about it to this day. Wasn't impressed either. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a cultural thing. Maybe it was a French-Canadian thing.
Maybe.
But, yeah, Marty, I guess Marty's got to look down at Lundqvist. Marty's got to make comments. He's to be a wise guy. I got news for you, Marty. That's not Ilya Byskralov on the other end of the ice. This is a completely different team. People are starting to talk that the Devils didn't really play anybody the last round or two. They had trouble with the Cats. They dealt with an extremely weak goaltender and a team that couldn't get their shit together in Philadelphia. And now, the first game, you get dominated. The second game, admittedly, you win by 1 goal. And the Rangers were never out of it. So maybe do you want to go out as a 40-year-old greatest goaltender as just a little jealous prick? Is that what you want to do? That's fine with me, Marty. That's fine with me. I'm done with Marty. Don't get me on Marty. I've had enough Marty for one day.
Let's move this hate bus towards tonight's game. So the future.
I hate that every time I see Brendan Shanahan, he's talking about a coyote.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired of friggin' Coyotes, man. Minus the Shane Doan hit, because he did turn last minute. This is one filthy, dirty hockey team. They are a dirty, dirty team. I
don't know. I don't agree with the non-suspension. I think something had.
He turned.
It looked like there was intent to me. I don't know what Shanahan's doing.
No, but he turned. It doesn't matter if there was intent to hit, but he turned too quickly. So
dirty, filthy, dirty hockey club. The kind of club where you gotta delete your browser history. Dirty. It's funny how dirty has become a term of endearment in the hockey world in recent months. Or maybe recent years. What do I know? You're listening to Shot from the Point, Best of, Episode 2. Now we're going to stick with the minus Episode 4 and get right into my favorite hockey player. Well, not my favorite hockey player, but definitely my favorite hockey player to discuss. None other than Sean Avery. Hey, we went from a player I don't like discussing, Uncle Daddy, to a player I just love discussing. There is love there. Well, maybe I'm going a little too far with that, considering we're talking about Sean Avery. Sean Avery, he's an enigma. Not playing anymore, but he's still managing to make NHL headlines to this day for the Rangers. Right now, we get into a story that I read in Sports Illustrated about another dirty, dirty hockey player. That of Sean Avery and his treatment of Dustin Brown. Still, we're in minus Episode 4. Dirty Sean Avery. Here you go.
Took Brown out a little too hard. On
You want to talk about a hockey player? Brown's a freaking hockey player.
I read it all.
3.
Oh, yeah.
He took 3 nasty hits in that game and still skated around and still played his style. That's a hockey player right there.
I'm glad you brought up Dustin Brown. I read an article in Sports Illustrated about Dustin Brown yesterday. Did you know, he was brought up, I guess, when he was like 19 years old. He's from Ithaca, New York, and he married like his high school sweetheart, or they were dating at the time. And he was on a line with Mr. Sean Avery, generally voted the most hated player in the NHL. And Brown has a pretty big lisp, and apparently, he was acting like a 19-year-old with all these like 20, 30-year-old guys when he got there. Avery used to pick on him brutally. Not so much because of his lisp. That was, I guess, the rest of the LA locker room. It was because his girlfriend was just a little too not fabulous for Mr. Sean Avery's. Hockey players should date models like Sean Avery does. And apparently it really hurt him. He said he didn't feel that way at the time. He thought he was just getting his balls busted. But when they got rid of Avery, he's really blossomed, and now he's the youngest captain in the NHL, staring down the barrel of something Sean Avery could never do and win a Stanley Cup. I mean, what a story there. They tried to make it this modern, like, bully story, but I bought it because when they asked Brown about it, he was like, yeah, I guess it was bothering me because when they got rid of him, yeah, I did a lot better, so...
Well, it's not this story that's going to convince people that Avery was a dick.
Yeah.
I think it's already coming out. This guy's an asshole.
You're not kidding. The thing is, I like Sean Avery for comedy, but I wouldn't be his friend,
No, you'd never be his friend.
But he's a funny guy, and every time he's on television...
That guy would bang your mother.
I know.
Guy.
Without thinking about it. And steal her watch.
I wouldn't leave him alone with my mom. I'm just saying.
I mean, he does, but I gotta be honest with you, when he's on television, I'm just I'm mesmerized because the stuff that comes out of his mouth is, and he's extremely honest guy. I mean, but he's a mean prick, and he's the weirdest mean prick, because usually I think of mean prick, I think of Dale Hunter when he was playing. He's like this metrosexual prick, I mean, there's really never been anything like Sean Avery.
Fabulously angry.
Yeah. Well, Tortorella fixed his ass. He sent him down to the minors this year, which he probably didn't deserve. But, I mean, that's what happens when you're... I think Avery's only like 32 or 30. I don't think he's even as old as me. Wow. And his career should be far from over.
Seems like he's been around for a long time.
He's 31. He's got a good 3 years left. 32, April 10th, 1980. 32 years old. He's got 2
Maybe it's just because he's been such a perpetrator in the art of douchebaggery.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been around for so long.
Yeah, he's really... Well, he really came of age. I mean, everybody knew he was a prick when he was in L.A., but, I mean, he really came of age when he went to New York. Avery's Avery. I think if he really gives a crap about his NHL career, which I never got the feeling that he did, I don't think he loves hockey like he loves being a celebrity. So whatever, if he decided, he's already joking around about retiring. He probably doesn't have much of a future with the Rangers, especially. I don't think Tortorella wants too many free spirits on the New York Rangers.
He likes his robots.
Yeah, he likes his robots, and they work well. I just wish he could program them to score. That would be that might. But we don't make changes, so I mean that's the way things operate. I think we covered the entire hockey spectrum, Mr. Dave.
Well, we do got tonight to talk about real quick.
Oh, we do have. Oh, we didn't. I'm sorry. It's like we're only 30 minutes. Oh God, we're only 38 minutes in. So I totally apologize to my fan base.
It's why I'm here.
All 10 of my Facebook users.
Get to your gang.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, but talk about because we could talk about Brown. That got into Avery, which is one of my favorite subjects. But yeah, continue with Brown and continue with LA. I apologize, Dave.
No, it's totally cool. Basically, let's kick it into predictions for tonight. You think?
I'm thinking about not even watching the game.
There might not be much point.
I'm beating the idea. I got the package, so why don't I get some sleep, get ready for drill this weekend, and just leave it on in the background while I'm packing my stuff.
This might be one of those times where you could build a model or something while you're watching this hockey game.
Sure. Maybe I could take up Sudoku.
Something. I think it's kind of obvious where we're going here. I'm going to say another runaway by the Kings. Until they don't, I'm going to keep going with it.
Why not? It's a safe bet. Phoenix has been broken mentally. They don't have. They're not even as good as the Rangers. They have a great goalie. They kind of got a mean defense, and the rest of them are undisciplined and can't score. So 1 + 1 = 2 every time. The Kings will move on. I'll stick with my. I had Kings in 6. I'm not going to change that just in case I do win. But I think seeing what I've seen now, I'll make my secondary prediction. Seeing what I've seen now, I think the Kings will probably win with 5, just because that fourth game is so difficult to win.
I am sticking with my sweep, sir.
And you know what? You very well may be right. I wouldn't be surprised. That means the Rangers are going to have to. Actually, do you realize if you hit the sweep, that you automatically win by mathematically.
Yeah, it's over.
You automatically win. But I just don't.
Do a celebration. It'd be great.
Yeah, I just don't think there's much to talk about. I think this is done. And you know what? Here's what you do, Devil fans, Ranger fans. Watch the Kings and look at what a totally focused, exciting hockey team looks like. That's what you gotta do. Nobody that's got any egos or, former Stanley Cups. Just hungry hockey players. That's what you're gonna see in Los Angeles. And they're going to eat up.
A lot more of it over the future too. This is a young team.
Hungry hockey players drink out of the cup. That's what they do. So I'm all for it. Hey, you got anything else, Dave?
Yeah, actually I do. I got a little bit of a sad, happy trails I want to throw out there to a queen, a legend of disco. We lost Miss Donna Summer.
When did that happen?
Today. She lost her battle with cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, what did she sing?
Last Dance.
How does that go?
I'm not singing. Don't even try to get me to do that.
What was that like in the Saturday Night Fever? I probably know it from there.
No, I need to apologize to my good friend Tommy C here because I'm sure most of you know who Donna Summer is. Knock on wood. I mean, pretty
I know the
disco
name.
singer.
I know the name. I know she's.
You who are not cretins of the music world.
Well, I swear to God, if you
had silenced the loss of Miss Donna Summer.
If you would have said Donna Summer, I would say disco person, right? And you would have said yes. I would have said that. I would have said disco person, but I wouldn't have known anything beyond that. Just because I was born in the 70s doesn't necessarily make me remember. Yeah, I know, and you remember. We're dead. How does the song go? I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, you've heard "Knock on Wood." You better knock on wood. That's her.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Love to love you, baby. I love to love you, baby. That's Donna Summer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go YouTube it, man.
Yeah, you know her. You've heard songs by her. Trust me.
Well, I'm sure I have.
And you got me to sing on a podcast.
It was bad. We should have put a track.
It was bad. I know.
We should have put a track on it. Maybe I'll flip on the music now. As our outro. Anything else, Davey?
That'll do it. And unless I'd like to throw out there real quick, hey, anybody out there looking for another podcast after this, head on over, check out my show. This Guy's Take on It. Episode 4 today. It was a doozy. Check it out.
This Guy's Take on It all. Dave is probably one of the most eclectic people I know, besides myself. So definitely check This Guy's Take on It. JohnFreemanMusic.com. JohnFreemanMusic.com. If you start to hear, Dave, this stuff sounds really good. We're going to get all new music, real professionally done.
Hey, JohnFreemanMusic.com, our first sponsor, if you want to look at it that way. Not that John pays me anything, he's my first sponsor. Proof that the show's growing. We're going to be getting our own music soon. Starting to change, grow like a fungus. Okay, that's it, folks. That's episode 2 of a best of a shot from the point. Hope you're enjoying your summer. Hope you're thinking about hockey. You got to know I am. Actually, by the time you're listening to this, I'm guessing it's about June, mid-June. And about the only thing I'm probably worried about, well, A, having to go back home to the States, and praying to God my computer doesn't crash over the summer, because, let me tell you folks, that would be a big problem for Shot from the Point come next October. Again, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been an episode of Best of a Shot from the Point, episode 2. Tune in this time next week, where we're going to have scheduled releases of a Shot from the Point best of. Have a good one. Don't be too dirty. Forget that. Be dirty. See ya. Peace.